What's going on, guys? It's Zoe Notice off the events here to bring you that quick NBA slate breakdown for the 5-game NBA slate we got today. A decent sized slate. Definitely some pretty good games that we could target. We got some high totals with the Washington, Detroit, Portland, and Indy game, and then some pretty good games to actually watch as fans with the Lakers taking on Philly and the Denver Nuggets taking on the Clippers. So those would be some pretty decent games to actually watch. But all in all, we got basketball. We're back. We're going to go ahead and break down. If you guys new here, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you guys don't miss any of the content I'm putting out over here on the channel. And drop a like on the video if it's helping you guys win some money. Recap of the weekend. It was hit or miss, honestly, for me this weekend. Props, they did all right. So here and there in regards to that. And then missed cash yesterday by literally a thread of the hair. Cashed on Saturday with the cores and stuff. But we'll have all of my content, everything put up on the site after this video goes up. We'll get that information out for you guys, and hopefully we can go ahead and cash out and start the week off strong. Going over like we always do, starting with the injury report. Jordan Poole, he participated in practice this morning. I expect him to play, so I shouldn't have to worry too much, but definitely keep an eye out, make sure that he does actually play. Over here for Detroit, just need to make sure that Jalen Duren is actually going to get the start. I know that Bagley, I want to say he actually got the start last game, and Duren came off the bench, but Duren still played a pretty heavy minute, so definitely pay attention to that to make sure that we do have Jalen Duren back in the starting lineup. And then outside of that, there should be Jaden Ivey still starting. Just make sure that they don't try to pull an okie doke and they decide they want to put Killian Hayes back in the starting lineup or something like that. Over here for Portland, right now it's projected that Michael Brogdon is going to play. They're on a back-to-back, so just make sure that Brogdon is going to play. Hopefully he doesn't pull a hamstring or something like that. But Portland, this will be definitely, I want to get confirmation in regards to this starting lineup, because if this game actually stays close, this will be a really good fantasy point game, because as we've seen already for the Pacers, they have no problem with playing no defense. They're just going to go out there. They're going to try to outscore you. That's literally the name of the game, the offense, the flow, everything. They are legit. Within the 24 seconds that you get to get the ball inbounds of the court, run a play offense, they are practically getting off a shot within the first 8 seconds of the shot clock. So it's a really fast-paced team, everything that they've got going on. And going up against, of course, another bottom team in the Portland Trail Blazers, whose defense is lackluster, but they play 10 times better with Michael Brogdon. And the reason why I really do want to see if Brogdon's going to play, because we might actually get Scoot Henderson back and starting. With Scoot, he has been coming off the bench since he has been back. So I definitely just pay attention to that. I do want to get the confirmation on the starters for this, but luckily these games are the first 3 games of the slate, so we will definitely have the information in regards to what's going on with that. Over here, right now we still got LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Their game time decisions improbable, blah blah blah. They're going to play. Fully expect it. That's been their tags for the last several games. Rui's going to be out. Vando's still out. Gabe Vincent is out. And then Cam Reddish is up in the air if he's going to play or not. But if he's going to be out, then we will see Max Christie go ahead and slide back into the starting lineup like he has, and we'll see more minutes for Austin Reeves off the bench like he has over these last couple of games. Over here for Philly, no news that I really got to worry about for them besides Daniel House is out, but that's really nothing too concerning. And then Jared Springer, he's also going to be out, but nothing really to worry about right there with that. And then over here for the Pelicans, CJ McCollum, he could come back on Wednesday, but he's not going to play today. Trey Murphy's out. Matt Ryan is out. So we will see Dyson Daniels, B.I., Herb Jones, Zion is back for this game, and Jones Valanciunas, and the sharpshooter, that boy Hawkins off the bench, mainly going to be the main guys over here. And they also got Jose Alvarado back, and he's been playing pretty good off the bench as well for them. Going up against the Utah Jazz, I definitely want to get the starters for the Utah Jazz. They ran out a funky lineup last night. Not last night. Last time they played, Fontecchio. They started who was it? Yurt Steven at the center position instead of Walker Kessler. Walker came off the bench. It was just really funky what they started out there last time. So definitely want to get the starters for this game, because that will open up some type of value. We do have Clarkson back, so that should be another high usage player, even though Lauri Markkanen is going to be out for the Utah Jazz. If they can keep this game close and competitive, it should be pretty decent for some fantasy goodness. And I also do have some interest in some prop plays from this game as well. And then over here for the Denver Nuggets, we already got word that Aaron Gordon is going to be out tonight. So right now, if you're looking at it right now, Justin Holiday, he's projected to possibly be the starter in that spot. I want to say that he actually got the start last game for them, with people being out. So definitely want to pay attention to see if we can get an update in regards to if he's going to start or not. And then over here for the Clipper side, no news really to report for them. And then of course just make sure that the Joker is going to play. They are on a back-to-back. They did play last night going up against the Spurs. All right, here now the DraftKings site that played most on the site that's been decent to us so far this season, and hopefully you guys are having a pretty good ride over here on DraftKings to end out the year. If you guys don't have a DraftKings account and you want one, check the link down in the description so you guys can get that deposit match bonus and join me over here on the King. And like I said earlier, if you guys are looking for prop plays, everything my player pool, my little cheat sheet and everything that I put out for the slates. So definitely check that out down in the description below. And let's go ahead. Let's get to it. All right, like I like to do normally on the slates, gonna look at the value, see our value plays. Like I said, with the fact that Aaron Gordon is expected to be out, and we're expected to get possible some value in that Denver game from the Denver side, might see Holiday go ahead and slide and start. He played 27 minutes in the last game going up against the Spurs, gave us 14.5 fantasy points. Now, if he gets to start again, I can see possibly going there, but just looking at it in regards to the players that are around in this area, this is going to open up minutes for guys like Julius Strother. Braun, he's definitely a player who they like, who they do give some decent minutes to. He's played at least 20 plus minutes, and I can see maybe an uptick in regards to his usage whenever he's actually out there. Maybe if Peyton Watson is actually going to be back, he did play 22 minutes in the last game that Gordon did miss, so maybe we could see some more minutes also for Watson. Right now he's listed as probable, so maybe to get a little bit different and get off of the Holiday, maybe you can go to someone like a Watson or I'm not going to say Gillespie because he's not going to fill in at that forward position, but definitely something like that is possible that we can go ahead and do. With Holiday sliding into the starting lineup, of course, we're going to see Michael Porter Jr. slide to the 4, which he can play, but definitely he's been playing as a small forward for quite some time. So just paying attention in regards to that, there is some value that we can get over here on the cheap end from the Denver Nuggets with Aaron Gordon being out. So I would say you can't go wrong with playing either Watson or Holiday. So if Watson was to get ruled out, you can still just go ahead and pivot down to Holiday because they are the same price. But if you want to get different, I wouldn't mind coming up here to Strother or Braun as either one of the guys to just get different off of the Holiday or Watson, because right now Justin Holiday, I got him projected for about 35% ownership. So if you want to, like I said, truly get different, looking at it, Peyton Watson, he's projected for 6% ownership. So that's your single digit ownership right there, and your pivot that you can go ahead and get to get off of a Holiday, and just hope that Watson at the same price outscores what Holiday is going to be able to go out there and do for you. Now, another reason why I said also you want to pay attention to the starting lineups for the Utah Jazz. I really do want to actually know this because even though Lauri Larkin is going to be out, possibly can get Walker Kessler slid into the starting lineup. Maybe we can still see Yort Stevens out there. Went out there, he played 27 minutes last time, got 24.75 fantasy points. But I think with Lauri Larkin is still being out, we're going to see some minutes for Kelly Olynyk off the bench. We know he comes in, he can play that backup center position. He can also play as the power forward position as well. With John Collins, John Collins go out here, get himself into foul trouble. Definitely is going to be in the rotation still, playing 20 minutes. Even with those players being out, he was still getting close to 20 minutes a game. And then, of course, with players missing over these last couple games, 24, 32, and 24 minutes, and been pretty productive in these last two games. Pretty much the exact same matchup going up against the New Orleans Pelicans again, where he dropped 29 fantasy points in 24 minutes. So definitely don't mind looking at Kelly Olynyk as a possible value play under that 5K range, something that you could possibly get to and go to on today's slate right there. Outside of Kelly Olynyk, inside of the high pace, high flying game that we have later in the first game going against Portland, Smith, if you're not going to want to play Miles Turner going up against Ayton, I definitely do not mind coming out here to Jalen Smith, who we know, as long as he's getting his minutes, he's very productive in the minutes that he actually gets out there. Like I've said before, 19 minutes, 15 fantasy points, 21 minutes, 18 fantasy points at 4-2. You're going to tell me you're going up against a weak Portland team who we have attacked with opposing everybody going up against them. This pace of this team, everything that should be out there, the block upside for Smith, I definitely really do like that for him. And just looking at it, going up against reserves Portland, they've been giving up some pretty decent numbers to backup power forwards and centers. And Jalen Smith, we already know he can actually play out there with Miles Turner at the same time, so I really do like the upside for him at 4-2. Definitely can be a low owned value piece that you can get to. And then last but not least, last value play I'm going to touch on, it's going to be Isaiah Livers. He's finally back and actually getting to play some minutes. First two games he's played 23 and 26 minutes respectively. Really hasn't put up big numbers in regards to the time that he's been out there, but 3-point shooting, he's definitely getting there. Looked a little bit better in that last game in those 26 minutes. 11.5 fantasy points in both the games. If he could just give us a little bit more while he's out there, definitely don't mind it, but not a must that I feel like you have to get to on the day slate, but another value cheap play at 3.5 gets you off that Holiday play if you don't want to go right there and mess with that on the slate at all. All right, going to the high end, going to the studs, players that I kind of think are going to be in the right and position and spots that we can look at and go to go ahead and build and start out our lines. So we have the big matchup in regards to Joel Embiid taking on Anthony Davis and LeBron James. Joel, last couple of games going up against the Lakers, at least for last year, he put up 62 and 60 fantasy points in those two games. He's been pretty much on a tear on a roll in this Nick Nurse offense and style. Definitely his assists have been up for the season. You can see going up against my Thunder, 9 assists, 5, 9, 8, 7. I want to say he's averaging at least about 5 or either like 4.5 to 5 assists a game, really high. Then, of course, just the rebounding himself as well. The defensive upside, the blocks, the steals that he can go ahead and get, and then just the scoring. He is, I will say it, a free throw merchant. He gets to the free throw line. He lives at the free throw line quite a bit. And, that's a part of his game. They go to him early and often in games, and he kind of sets the tone for the team in regards to what he's going to go out there and do. Now, understand we can go over to Tyrese Maxey or D'Anthony or Melton, instead of playing Joel Embiid, who both have Maxey just playing at all-star level period, and then Melton, of course, he's been playing really great since there is no Kelly Olynyk or Kelly Oubre out there with him, and the usage has been there for him. But I definitely do not mind going to Joel Embiid as a stud to go ahead and build my line around. I really do like the upside that we can get for JoJo here. At the 11-7, of course, it's going to be if you want to pay up for the Joker. There's no Aaron Gordon. Do I want to go there, or do I want to come down here for Tyler Halliburton and what should be a really fast-paced, really great game out there? I will settle for the Joel Embiid right here in the middle. I really do not mind that, and do think this is a really great spot for him as well. Another center that you can go to, of course, I already talked about his counterpart and his the cheaper portion of it, but Miles Turner has been playing pretty good so far this season. As you can see, coming off a 51.5 fantasy point game going up against Detroit last time out, doing it on the scoring end and getting some rebounds out there, the block upside as well, just beautiful. I think that's going to be the exact same thing for him here again, and that's also why I really do actually like Miles Turner over here on Prize Picks. If you guys haven't seen it already, they got a Cyber Monday deal going on for you to get a 30x on your 6 picks that you put in for today. But Miles Turner, I really do like his fantasy score over here. They got him at 35 fantasy points. I got him projected for about 38 to 40 fantasy points on today's slate. So really do like the upside that we can get for him. Just the block upside alone, I really feel like is going to be there for him, especially going up against a center like Ayton, who we do know lives in the paint. The block upside should be there for him. Jeremy Grant also likes to get into the paint. All the slashes that they have over there for the Portland Trail Blazers, just the block and steal upside for Miles Turner. As long as he keeps himself out of foul trouble, should actually be there. Really do like the upside for him here as one of the places you can go to over there on Prize Picks. And if you guys don't got a Prize Picks account, you want one, check the link down in the description below so you guys get that deposit match bonus and join me over there. But Miles Turner, 7,200, really, again, high total game, fast pace, back and forth, block upside, all that stuff's going to be there for him. Pretty good usage. And as we've seen, opposing centers going up against Portland, Brook Lopez just dropped 37 on them, Kelly Olynyk 34, Yusuf Nurkic 44, Anthony Davis 51, John Collins 39, Anthony Davis again 62. So the upside is just, it's there for Miles Turner. Pretty decent usage and everything. So really do like going to him here as another play you can go to. And then last one that I'm going to actually round it out, and this is going to be in the other high total game that we actually have. Washington Wizards taking on Detroit. One of these two teams, they're going to have to go out here and get the win. Cade Cunningham. Every single time, I'm going to tell you guys this. I decided to look at Cade. I want to play Cade. He kind of sometimes lets me down, but I'm hoping that's not going to be the case. His usage has been up. His playmaking, everything that he's actually doing, his scoring, the defense, it's been there. Now I'm hoping that he will put it together in what should be one of the better games that he should be able to have going up against a Washington Wizards team who we know have just given it up to opposing point guards, and that's the position, of course, Cade plays. He's an oversized point guard. Trae Young popped off at 55, Damian Lillard 55, LaMelo 68, Jalen Brunson 54, Luka Doncic 51. Cade Cunningham, I'm really hoping that I'm going to see 50 to 60 fantasy points here today. Possible. I'm not going to say triple-double. I'm going to say double-double with his assist on today's slate. Give me about 30 points, 11 assists is what I'm expecting stat line for K today. A really great spot for him. I do like that. We already know Washington Wizards, they're bottom of the league in regards to defending opposing point guards. That's exactly what K is going to be. Now, you can, of course, go down to Jaden Ivey instead of playing Cade, but I really do like the upside that we can get from plugging in Cade instead right here as one of those top plays. All right, guys. So game plan for today's slate, of course, is a 5-game slate. Really want to get the starting lineups for the teams. Of course, we want to get that Portland starting lineup to make sure Michael Brogdon is going to be in. For Indiana, I want to make sure that we know well, not for Indiana, for Detroit, I want to know the starting lineup, see if Jalen Duren is going to actually be starting. If not, that's going to let us know that Bagley, he could still be a decent value piece. He's going to at least play about 20 to 25 minutes right there. So you definitely go to Bagley instead of going with Duren, since he will be playing off the bench. But definitely want to get those starting lines right there. And of course, if Jordan Poole for Washington, make sure that he's going to be in. Because I do like a sneaky Poole. I know that he was high owned and then he was ruled out after a slate lock last time Washington was on the slate. So definitely a good go back to spot. Definitely do not not mind that. Detroit, they're still a weak defensive team as well, and I just expect fireworks in that game. Don't mind doing a game stack of the Washington, Detroit, and the Portland and Indy game, getting a really chunk of pieces from those, and then finding maybe my value pieces from the Utah Jazz, who are down a couple players and they're messing around with rotations. The Denver Nuggets, with players like Aaron Gordon being out, we're going to see other players have to be thrust into taking up those minutes right there. And maybe some of the Pelicans, not necessarily kind of looking at the Los Angeles Lakers and Philly game. Both teams, they don't necessarily play too fast, definitely slow, methodical teams that do play in the half-court offense. So not kind of finding myself looking at that, especially considering that the LA and Philly game is sandwiched between two high-paced, fast games with Washington, Detroit, and Portland and Indy. That might be one way that you can get different on today's slate, by just going to this LA and Philly game and just getting your studs from this game instead. But as it just stands right now, that's pretty much kind of going to be my slate plan and how I'm looking at breaking down and building for today. I'm definitely going to be looking at getting my pieces from the highest totals on these two games right here. All right, guys, that's going to be it for me. Hopefully you guys do cash out. Check the links down in the description below so you guys can get all those deposit match bonuses, and check the Dub Club. We'll have everything up for you guys shortly. Peace.